Honorable Senators, you now have an opportunity to ask questions, but make sure you are not building the way Senator Boni Halwale was building, to save on time so that we can accommodate many more. Senator Derito Kenywa.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The question that I wanted to ask is the same question that Bonnie asked. We needed specific, at least I'm happy that it tabulated the numbers. I wanted specific, what are our people, the 400 people, what are they doing in terms of profession? Are they teachers? Are they doctors? Are they house helps, Madam Speaker? And again, our embassies, when we travel outside, when we meet with our people, most of the people that we talk to, they don't seem that they are facilitated by our embassy. Our embassy, most of them, Madam Speaker, they complain that they are humiliated in our embassies. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Prime Cabinet Secretary.
Madam Speaker, the workers are varied. There are some that are highly skilled professionals. They range from highly skilled professionals, and we also have some that are engaged in the service sector. Some are laborers. So it's very broad. But as we said, we will, subject to the guidance that the Madam Speaker has given, we will be able to provide a background on this. The second aspect I would want to say is that we have our missions trained to give all the assistance that we can possibly give. And I can assure Kenyans that if indeed there are any incidents of what might be seen as a lack of courtesy, they are very limited. Most of the mission staff in our embassies have been very, very courteous to the Kenyan citizens abroad.
Thank you. Senator Osotsi Gofri.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, allow me to thank Prime Cabinet Secretary, who is also from my county and a friend, for appearing before the Senate. I represent a county that has a problem, a major problem with what we are discussing now, Madam Speaker. And I think every year we have in excess of 12 people, cases which are reported to me. And on various occasions, Madam Speaker, I have brought questions and even engaged the Ministry of Foreign Affairs on the same. So what I would request the Prime Cabinet Secretary is if it is possible to give a breakdown of these figures per county so that we can understand the extent of the problem. Number two, in the process of dealing with this problem that is common in my county, there are occasions where we are told that some of these people travel to those countries through unregistered cartels of some recruitment agencies which are not licensed by the government. So there is every possibility that those who die and they were taken there by these recruitment agencies, possibly the government does not have their data. So what is the ministry doing about this? The issue of unregistered and unscrupulous recruitment agency who take advantage of the plight of these girls and boys to recruit them through illegal means, and then these people end up dying or harmed in those countries. What is the government doing about this matter?
Cabinet Secretary, respond to that.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I wish to state that definitely there were some challenges in the past, and we are trying to resolve them because we didn't have proper and accurate data. But I can assure the House and the nation that through the Department of Diaspora and also working with the Immigration Department, we are now establishing more accurate data of the Kenyans that are traveling to various countries, including the Gulf states. Also on the websites of the State Department for Diaspora, we are able to indicate the licensed recruitment agencies, because in the past we have had cases where the senator is right that unscrupulous people have taken advantage and landed our Kenyan people in very difficult situations. So we are trying to streamline this. And in between, let me also just notify the Senate that we are also improving on our negotiation on what you'd call the labor or employment agreements with various countries. And we are making them much better, much more refined, so that the safeguards can be provided for our Kenyans. And a classic example now is in Germany, where we are just about to conclude an agreement of a labor framework or employment framework, and we are refining even those that relate to the Gulf and other states. Equally, Madam Speaker, I want to mention to the House here, the Senate, that the points they are raising are valid and important, because one of the things we intend to do is to be able to have a sessional paper that will be brought to Parliament, and some of these issues we would like to draw from the knowledge and experience of Parliament, so that we can improve on how we engage with foreign countries on some of these issues. But we are making steps to change the situation.
Okay, thank you. Senator George Ungai Bogwa.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I would want the Cabinet Secretary to tell this House how far the operationalization of the Migrant Welfare Fund has reached. Thank you.
Cabinet Secretary.
Madam Speaker, that is work in progress, because the labor migration bill is supposed to be debated and cleared by Parliament. So that is work in progress, and then we shall be able to establish how the fund shall operate.
Senator Beatrice Akinyi Ogola.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I want to thank the Cabinet Secretary, the Prime Cabinet Secretary, for finding time to come for our questions, and probably to also guide fellow CSS that the questions we ask here are on behalf of the Kenyans that they're appointed to lead. My question to the Prime Cabinet Secretary is, Madam Speaker, why does it take the embassy sometimes a long time to respond to the distress calls of Kenyans, especially in the Gulf, taking into consideration, Madam Speaker, that the government is capable of tracing the details of Kenyans as they exit and as they enter those countries at the immigration points? Thank you.
Cabinet Secretary.
Madam Speaker, as I said, it's not as easy as it may appear sometimes, but our missions are making every effort, particularly in the Gulf, because sometimes our Kenyans don't then communicate. Once they have landed and they've gone to where they're going, they don't communicate, and we sometimes get to know only when they are in a state of distress. So these are some of the things we are hoping to overcome as we establish better data and better communication networks. But I want to assure the Honourable Member that we will not tire. We'll want to do the best we can to support our citizens wherever they are.
Senator Adan Dulo Fatuma.
Chair, let me welcome CS to this House. I think part of the issues I wanted to raise has been raised by Senator Osotsi, and CS has tried to assist. My problem is with the agencies, because most of them actually, they are not genuine. They're not also giving proper information. And I think as a ministry, you need to regulate them properly. Number two, Chair, if the credible agencies can be cascaded to the county level, so that those who are at the county level can be able to identify, because that particular area provides employment to our people. So if it can be cascaded to the county level so that they can know who are credible and they can apply through them or get employment, it will be better. I thank you.
Prime Cabinet Secretary.
Madam Speaker, first of all the agencies that are registered are available on the NEA website. That is the National Employment Agency website. And this information is also shared with the Ngao. This is how we cascade it through the county commissioners all the way, so that this information is available at the district and county offices as well. But one thing that remains is that through this National Employment Agency, there are regulations, and we are trying to weed out all the entities that do not fit the bill, that are not fit for purpose. So this is an ongoing process, and we are also ready to receive any further ideas on how we can tighten the noose around the bad elements from this House and other Kenyans.
Thank you. Senator Mutinda Tabitha Morin.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Let me start appreciating the Prime Cabinet Secretary for the good job that we've been doing as far as digital literacy is concerned through ICDL. I take this opportunity to appreciate you. Also, just to inform you that I'm the owner of the labor migration management bill that you've just mentioned. It's my bill, and we can be able to work together to solve these issues. Two questions that I have. What MOUs currently do you have in your office with the Gulf countries where our people are working? And are there any rescue centers in these particular regions? Thank you, Madam Chair.
Nabu Cabinet Secretary.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. 19 MOUs are being negotiated as we speak. We are quite advanced with Qatar, United Arab Emirates, Saudi, and we have a few rescue centers. We have a rescue center in Saudi Arabia. And the other one, Madam Speaker, is that we are looking for resources. And this is a conversation we have had with the budget committees of Parliament to be able to obtain resources so that we can put up more rescue centers. That is one of the biggest challenges that we face. But once we have sufficient resources, we shall roll out a few rescue centers.
Thank you.